Hello and welcome in. It is Tuesday, and like all Tuesdays, well, last Tuesday, we are going to play Final Fantasy XIV. We are third episode of our Endwalker playthrough. Episode 70 of the complete playthrough. Going back all them years ago when I started doing this. So, quick recap. Last week we went through to Radzatan. What did we do in there? Yes, we helped them discover how to make cool dragon scale things. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. There, that's better. So yeah, we taught them how to make cool scale, or help them work out how to make cool scales to protect us from the towers. Well, everyone else. We're not impacted. And we made our way into the labyrinth bus in the underneath Charlene, where we are trying to find out what the blooming heck the Charlene forum dudes are up to. Because it's not good things, I'll tell you that much. So we'll carry on. So we'll get that finished tonight, and I imagine a couple of other quests. So let's start. We'll talk to Alice. Not you, Alfino. Who wants to talk to you, Alfino? Oh, my headphones are on back. Give me time. There. The full report, warts and all. Alice is not about to let Erenville out of her sight. Oh. Right. We're going somewhere? We're going somewhere on our polar bear. Oh, I did say I was going to sort out some... I could probably just go this way. We can! I said I was going to sort out some keyboard shortcuts, didn't I? I didn't. I also did say I was going to make another little advert for the corner. Didn't do that either. Hello, Stola. She's an idea. Don't know, she's quite good at spying. Graha and his vanish spell. Oh. Well, that was unexpected. She's been talking to that lady. What's her name? Can't remember her name. Poor Cryle. She feels a bit faint and all of a sudden got to treat her like a delicate flower. How are we supposed to speak to Alfie now? No. Come on then. Woggies. Woggy friends. Stick to the path. That's got to be the safest option. Let's stick to the path. Ooh. Ooh, it's a conversation place. Oh, look, there's a massive toad over there. Papa! Papa, it's me! Maybe not. Chatty-watty. Discuss your surroundings. Oh, what's the least I say? We're supposed to cross that north bridge. Because there's a massive toad in the way. Just make a brief adjustment. There we go. Oh, we have to go round. This looks more promising.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory.
Ooh,
We wish to
compensation.
make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much
Drinking
so
coffee.
that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Charlian scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
He must be the Minister of Funny Hats.
In an age long past, Charlian was charged with a momentous duty.
Ooh.
And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
Oh.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
He knows! Must be
While I
those
do
bunny
have
ears.
my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Turns out he's an expert in toads. Ooh, we finished a quest. Got to do an Alice quest. A guide of sorts. Alice is staring off in the direction of Erenville departed. Oh, sorry. Alice is staring off in the direction Erenville departed. A thoughtful look on her face. Oh, itchy nose. Oh. Back to Ishtola and Kryl. Oh, it's the luncheon toad again. Oh, he doesn't want to play. They're smaller than a polar bear's butt. Back to the white flowers, which are important in some way. Probably. Listen to me pretending I don't know what's going on. I do. Oh, look, there she is. She picked it. No, she's magicking it.
For you. The spell
Aw.
will keep it from wilting.
How sweet.
She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Oh, did she?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Is she going to turn into Minfilia?
Thank you.
Ooh.
Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you. Take the flower, walk free, for you are free, to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That bloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious. We've done nothing wrong.
Sounds like there's some shenanigans. Oh. Oh, it's him.
Master Fortuner,
Hopper.
what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Blah, blah, blah.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Yep, apparently we're doing that.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse.
Well, that's us telt.
But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Ooh. Oh, so tall. So many silly hats.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance.
They did.
Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work.
They have.
They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
They are.
These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large.
They are.
Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
Warmongers is a bit strong, I feel.
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Nah, he probably wouldn't. He's gonna punch everyone out.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
That's her telt.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policymaking process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd.
Odd? Like strange or uneven?
From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
Ooh, it's rather specific.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
He seems upset.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Oh no. It's Darth Vader around somewhere.
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno. I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
He looks old.
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, their own admission, these scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Yeah.
Order! We will have order! Master Montaigne raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldessian are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan.
No!
You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates.
No!
Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed.
Oh.
Students, scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Yes, it is. Who's this? Oh, Mother. Gifts! Yay! What, do they not know the way? Alright, give me a second. Just need to grab something off the other table. Thing grabbed. Alright, let's go and visit the fam. Oh, she doesn't want to see what's in her room. Oh, she's embarrassed about all the stuffed toys. Well, come on then, youngins. Ooh, chatty bit. That's always the way. Always get caught doing something not quite right. Let's go to this other chatty place. Ooh, let's talk to this Ethernet shard first. Oh, these are all square, not round like the other ones. Oh, how sweet. He fixed his sister's knee. It's the
Welcome
staff.
home, my lady.
All these buildings just look too big.
What? What are you gawping at?
Your enormous house.
Oh, gods, please don't. It makes me feel like a spoiled princess.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit.
Oh, the help keeping secrets from the master?
And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Wow. Aren't I all embarrassed?
'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
There was that time I went fishing. Caught a fish.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
And blue.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
A hat? It's a hat.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
It doesn't look like a hat box. Oh, it's things.
Wait. Are these...
Floaty spike things.
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father.
His dad was a sage.
Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
Wasn't he a summoner before?
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortunato has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
It's the whole seek forgiveness, not permission.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
Boom, 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 boom. Hello, Alphino. I like to think that Fortunato would just be coming home and just tearing the house apart, and his wife will be like, "What's going on?" And he'll be like, "Where's me spiky sage sticks? Where are we going?" Baldessian Annex. Let's take the Ethernet. And then she'll be like, I don't know, dear. Certainly didn't give them to your son. Hello, Quiet. In the dark of the tower, Kryl glances at you with expectant eyes. Well, I was there for both, so I don't need to know what happened.
Your time in Thavnair has certainly been eventful.
Yeah.
In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
Yeah.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation.
Yeah.
Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavnair.
Yeah.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal. Thus, the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
Yeah.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise.
Oh, thank you,
The
Captain.
spire thus conjured
Obvious.
must needs be maintained. And I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
Objection, Your Honour. Supposition.
So we can hope. And I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
Aren't you full of...
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Jostola, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodora by a considerable margin. That she does. But I think Alize herself would assert that she's at her best when she's charging onto the breach. And from what I recall from the Grand Cosmos, there's a spring in her step when she fights by your side.
Someone's about to get
Will you
stabbed in
never
the
let me hear
face.
the end of that? Rest assured that I will do what is asked of me, regardless of who I happen to be standing next to at any given time.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetheryte at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Oh, we're punching out. We're giving ourselves a fist bump. Are we about to get something more interesting than cutscenes? Where are we going? The Ham's Hatchery. Alright. Let's travel. Great work. Yes, that was near the hatchery, wasn't it? Come on, Poly Bear, let's go. Jalamuk. Snow. Valus. There's a hatchery on the coast. I'll be quick to go over here. That's the Champ Wash. Ugh, got stuck on the fence. Destination. I can't remember whether this is a dungeon or not. I presume it is. Oh, do they feel a bit poorly? Wait, fresh on? Yeah, that means we're not special anymore. I've been waiting for this day. I haven't really. I have not really. Ooh, Tower of Zot. Time. Ah, we've got plenty of time. I don't know whether to do it with the. I mean, if we do it this way, we go in soon. Let's try it this way. Oh, we've already got a Dragoon. Eee! Alright. Let's see how this goes. If this goes well, we might do all of them like this so that we don't have to hang around. Oh wait, do we have a tank? Oh, Thancred. Come on then. Not a lot of way in the way of doesn't help that I don't really know the job.
You underestimate me.
Alright, there we go. There's an armoured fiend. Oh, look at Thancred, don't look at me. I've got a glowing eye. What's a glowing eye?
There!
Oh, he's dead. Ooh, it's the sisters. Ah, Thancred did his tanking job. I don't know what that does.
You underestimate me!
No, we don't. No, we do not. Well, Thancred needs to be a better tank. Might need to do some dragooning practice for... I don't know why I used that. He was nearly dead.
You cannot stop us!
I mean, he could.
I have you now.
Let's not stand in the puddle. Oh, he died. Boss time! It's Mindy! Have some big lance to the face. Come on, Thancred. I'm not sure I could take a tank buster.
You're mine!
Ooh. There's mechanics.
My turn.
You're mine!
Don't know what that did. Oh, don't hit me! What's that nonsense? Yeah. Oh.
You're mine!
this isn't terribly fast. Oh, heck. Thank you, Alfie.
I have you now.
All right. Ooh, I got a casting mask, which is very useful for my not casting character. Booba-doom-ba-dum.
You're mine!
Where are these AoE? Have I just been ignoring some AoE?
I have you now.
You cannot stop us!
There's only two left, and as far as I remember, AoE tends not to work well on twos. Hello! Being out DPS'd by the tank, how embarrassing is that?
You're mine!
Ooh, there's multiple. Let's do a...
You're mine!
You cannot stop us!
Yeah.
My turn.
You cannot stop us!
Oh, deceased. Where are we going now? This way? Yeah, this way. Oh, treasure coffer. Ooh, got a slaying ring. Can I wear that? I can.
There! You're mine!
Oh. Trade the treasure! Fending? We're not fending. We not fending. Should be the next one. Yeah, Sandy.
There! You're mine!
Oh, what's this nonsense? Just follow these. Ooh. What's going on? Oh.
You're mine!
I have you now.
Oh, I'm there. Where'd you go? What's going on here? Well, sugar.
You now.
You cannot stop us! You're mine!
You underestimate me.
What now?
Try and stop it! You're mine!
Oh, I see. So there's a thing up there. And I stop when it runs out. But how do you avoid getting it?
Me.
Doesn't matter. We finished that one. Ooh. We got a thing for striking. Well, so far it's taken about 10 minutes per boss. And I suspect if we were in a party, we'd have probably got this done by now. But we might also have spent half an hour waiting for the party, so I think we could.
You're mine! You're mine!
Ooh, ring offending. Ooh, fly things. Are these going to do anything weird?
My turn.
Oh, they're all dead. Ooh, another treasure coffer. We're doing well for all the treasure. Well, there was one piece of treasure that we picked up that I could use. Ooh, Colossi! Or Colossuses. Both are probably equally valid.
I have you now.
Ha ha, you didn't catch me. There we go. Alright, let's switch to the AoE stuff.
Mitre.
Honestly, if you weren't doing all of this before, you were waiting for your turn. Thankfully, you need to have words. Ooh, cutscene. Ah, okay. So there's probably an order to killing these. If I remember rightly, from other Final Fantasies, the how do we get in there? This way. It's going the wrong way. If the three of them turn up, then you want to go for the yellow one first because she heals. But if it's just the yellow one, it'd be weird for it being Major Sisters.
You're mine!
Oh, there's three of them now. Are we supposed to do something? I don't know. Oh, probably run away from that. Who are we supposed to be killing? Oh, everyone's running away. Oh, scheisse. Oh, we made it. Oop. Ah.
Try and stop me!
I mean, she is. Oop. I mean, what's going on here? Alright. Just avoid the puddles.
I have you now.
I have you! My turn.
With heart and speed! You underestimate me!
She probably doesn't.
You're mine!
Ooh, this doesn't look good. Oh. Oh. Yay! Well, that wasn't super terrible. Enhanced Coerth and Torment. Nice. Treasure coffer. Ooh. Oh, hang on, I got a fork. Ooh. Yes, we'll leave the Juki. I don't need a gunblade though.
Is everyone all right?
Behind you!
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
Animates really doesn't like me taking a
Lower
drink, does
floors
it?
were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Ishtola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look.
Can we not just break it? Someone needs to tell her you look with your eyes, not with your hand.
Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core.
A chicken
A
parmesan.
man's limb.
Oh, a man's limb.
This is what we came to destroy?
Probably.
Yes, if you would be so kind.
Go on then. Go on then, Estinian. Nice. I was going to say how. Well, I don't have that, but I probably do. I just don't know where it is.
And that should be the end of it.
Yes. No. What?
What now?
I mean, the tower was always going to
My
fall
theory
down.
that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I'm braced.
I pray I'm not too late.
We all do. Many corpses. Oh no, there's one not corpse. Oh, several not corpses.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed.
It is.
Hardly a scratch. But how?
Graha.
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
Bully for him.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
Then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here.
Poke them with a stick until they wake up?
They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions!
It's for Shan. And look, he's brought some reinforcements.
We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
The Shan there. What?
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
We leveled up as well. We got no better gear though. What's that? 520? Oh. Did I not get better legs? Inventory! Ooh, let's go on and we'll have some wind-up Major Sisters. What's that? Oh. Stuff I can't wear. Oh, he needs to go to the Great Work. I suspect it's just going to be me and Polar Bear. If I can find the right mouse. Snow! Wait, does he jump when you do that? Oh, he does. See, spent so much time focusing on the giant snowflake, I didn't notice he did like a little floaty thing. Oh, go away, you big-necked, necky thing. Right. Shall we replace our BDI with the sisters? Minion guide. I have a few. Don't know where they are though. Oh, there they are. What do they look like? Oh, they're set on Cindy. What do they do? What's their idol? They appear to not have an idol. I'm sure we'll spot it. Perhaps if we move, they follow. Wow. Well, they were worth it. Oh, we've got to walk across the bridge on our own. Ooh, hello, Estinian. Come on then, grumpy guts. Let's climb some stairs. Like, IRL, these stairs would just kill me. It'd take me an hour to get up them or something. Ridiculous. So it's up here, go left, up some lefty stairs. Ooh. Ooh, let's go back down and see what that is. been in there to try and get some fancy shiny. Anywhere else for chats? No. No. Do we go up here? Yeah, we do. Hello, watchful, radiant guy. Let's just head for the Megaduta. Ooh, via a conversation portal. Yeah, we know how good you are at getting stuff locally. Oh, did we go the wrong way? I think we went the wrong way. Let's go and get this Ethernet shard before we talk to the guy. We'll see. Vigilant Radiant. The Vigilant Radiant. Ooh, up the stairs across the bridge. Some more Hamzas. Don't say that so close. He doesn't mean it, little... oh yeah, no, he probably does. There was another blue glowy thing somewhere. Let's go and grab that. I'm likely to forget if I don't. Ooh, excuse me. I think we'll probably give it another 30 minutes and call it a night, because, you know, I'm quite tired. Like a giant dragon or something.
I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Well, he's walking,
Much better,
so
thank you.
that will help.
Harness remedies are certainly potent, in more ways than one.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radzatan.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia.
Ooh, the High Crucible of Alchemia. Wherever that is.
Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radzat-Han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Oh.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Why does he look like he's got a dirty mouth?
My involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vritra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydralin hath deigned to disclose.
I see. So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom you must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. 'Tis a story from my youth, many, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why didst thou settle upon this one? To which Midgardsummer did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydralyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Thank you, Vritra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment.
Ooh.
There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee. In accordance with the covenant he forged with Hydralyn, the stewardship of this star hath ever been his purpose. Silence in the face of thine actions is the greatest sign of his approval.
Well, it's one of them.
'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsummer's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Them some thick doors.
Ah, apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
Yeah, you did.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Oh, she's nosy. We'll do one more and then we'll call it a night, I think. Of course, I've said that in the past and ended up in like 3 hours of cutscenes. Past the mulberries. Ooh, just thought. Could call this episode Lending a Hand. But I don't know if people will just be like, oh, he's missed the D off the hand. I could put the hyphens in it, I suppose. Don't think we can use this yet. No. Oh, pasta. We've passed her.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for.
It's like 8 or something.
Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Exciting!
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
Exciting!
Of course, we would need to consult with various Alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated.
Less exciting.
To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Back to Charlene then.
Please, I must speak with you.
Ooh, she's awake. Hi. Hi, Nadana.
Nadana? You're awake?
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption.
Yeah, short ass over there.
It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nidana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
Oh, that was nice of you.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Havnir from an awful fate.
Ah, there, look. Grahar's very excited.
Yet who hath truly saved whom?
Oh, shut up, Orianjay.
Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Shiny. Oh, Jello.
Look at that. Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there?
A flower. Duh.
How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
Yeah, probably.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts. Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows. Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
So you should be.
Nonsense. You have nothing to be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Yes, thank you for your wild guesses at what happened to the flower.
Shall we depart for Sharlayan then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
Yeah, sleep's overrated. They're not going to carry those boxes. Those boxes are huge. Oh, back to the Baldessian Annex. Oh, Sharlayan. Yes. Let's use our free teleports while we have them. Quell's here. Okay. Oh, lovely. Yeah, sure, why not? There might even be a cutscene. Because we haven't had many of them tonight.
Take heart and protect them well.
Oh, this is sandwiches. Good luck with some sandwiches. Oh. Oh, it is.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Burger looks lovely. And huge. I'm jealous. I want a burger now.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Sharlayan cuisine is not to his liking.
Yeah, it's not about eating, is it? It's about spending
I don't
time
know about
with
that.
friends.
Perhaps our lone wolf just needed some time apart.
What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Sharlayan feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Kryl, I hear you recently played literal host to Heidelin herself.
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done. If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Heidelin instructed you to carry that flower, yes? Twill be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. And then something about seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radzat-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt. The relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed. And in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon, and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
Aye, and from a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Yes, well, after a fashion. They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. And I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh.
What a revelation.
I'm not that ambitious. But 'tis pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
It's green. It's envious of all the food we're eating. Oh, it's in. He bursts out of there. Somewhere out there.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that. I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnir has been toppled, and I need not tell you by whom. Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans. It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is... equal. Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke.
There's a lovely image.
But then came the light. Blinding and pure and hot. So very hot. Enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more. And then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn. Burn. Let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
Ooh, we've unlocked an achievement on Wings of Hope for 20 achievement points. Well, I'd say reasonable time to finish. Yes. Okay. So, right. Well, we've done. We've got to the end of a segment, I suppose. Obviously, we'll be moving on next. Don't know where to. I will post the VOD onto YouTube tomorrow and probably post the link into X or Twitter, whatever we're calling it these days. Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'll be back tomorrow night with the next chapter in our Endwalker playthrough. Thank you very much for popping in. I think... Give me a second, let's have a look at what we've got. I think I'm going to go ahead and raid Mr. Voyager if he's still on. I imagine he is. Guy streams for hours. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and raid Mr. Celestial Voyager. As soon as I found my keyboard. Yeah, so thank you very much. Let's see how. I can never remember how to do this. Raid at Celestial Voyager. Enter. Enter? Enter. Ah, invalid username. Really? Sure, it's spelled right. Hang on. Read. Celestial Voyager. Is there no... there we go. There we go. Right, yeah, okay, so I'm going to raid across to Mr. Celestial Voyager and close things down, and I will hopefully see you all tomorrow. Good night.